It's Good Friday. We are out on the streets to give you a feel of how some parts of Accra look like on a lockdown. This is the Tesano part of the Accra Kumasi Highway. We are actually taking you to parts of Achimota to see how the lockdown is going. We want to see how mobility is like, whether there is any human activity on Good Friday. This is About Town on Citi TV. My name is Caleb Kudah. Come with us. Let's have a journey through the streets of parts of Accra to find out how things are going. What is noteworthy about today is the fact that it is a holiday. So as much as there's been a lockdown and literally no one is supposed to step out, and you may have lost count of the days simply because you probably have spent much of your time at home. Today is Good Friday, and it is a holiday. But if you contrast the volume of traffic we are seeing on this highway to previous days, you can see that there seems to be a considerable number of vehicles on the road just on the surface. By merely observing the number of vehicles you have so far, we see a good number of vehicles actually on the road. Now here you have a major bus stop at the Achimota Old Station. You can tell that there are a number of people out here. There are hawkers here. People are selling water, sachet water, bottled water. People are outside. Some are selling call cards, really. There is a mobile money shop that is open. Of course, it has been added to the essential services. People are outside. People are walking. People are walking around. It's not clear what it is they are out to do. Here is a food joint where they sell fried yam, wache. That's Las Palmas. On a good day, this place will be, choked with a lot of people trying to buy food. But as we see it, the entrance is quite clear. There's one gentleman washing his hands under running water. There are two staff we see outside here. Looking through the door, I can tell that there are very few people at Las Palmas today as compared to previous times. So this stretch on the right leads you to the Achimota news station, but we are around the old station, and you can see for yourself the number of vehicles on the road is not what you see on a normal day. Perhaps it's also not what you see on a normal holiday. There are a good number of people out here today. That's the new plan, Ghana Limited at Achimota. They've been in the news recently because they've been having a hard time, and their management had directed that there was going to be a closure. Government came in to say they were going to salvage the situation. Not much has been held has been heard of new plan in recent times, but new plan there, we just went past it. Currently, Ghana's case count as far as COVID-19 is concerned is 378. The president announced these figures last night, and the Ghana Health Service has updated its website to reflect that. Part of the measures government is putting in place, well, the president last night announced that there is going to be a week more extension of the lockdown at the various areas where it's in force. We're talking about Greater Accra, Greater Kumasi, and the Wutu Senya East Municipal Assembly. And as much as possible, the president has announced that there's going to be a slash in the electricity bills of Ghanaians who consume electricity in some volumes, and for those who are really vulnerable, government is completely going to absorb their electricity tariffs. You know that part of the lockdown means that people cannot necessarily come out if it is not extremely essential. So electricity, water are key utilities that people depend on if they're going to stay home, and the government is trying to give Ghanaians as much comfort as they can during the distressing time of the lockdown. There's been an extension by 1 more week. Ghanaians are encouraged to stay home, and so we are on this major stretch to look at the volume of mobility and human activity that is ongoing here. This particular stretch, in days of no lockdown, there is nearly all the time heavy traffic, particularly at rush hour. Of course, that's what rush hour is supposed to be, but this side often records high volumes of traffic. As you can see it today, it's much more fluid. Yes, so to our left you can get to La Paz Mile 7, and if you go ahead straight you can get to Nsawam and all the way to Kumasi. That's the stretch here. This is where they call Old P7. So this is the runabout under the overhead. One of the major concerns here has been vendors taking over the place. As you can see, there's a coconut seller here. I see more policemen behind the coconut than the coconut seller himself, but yes. And this side in particular has had so many vendors take over. Carpenters putting up their wardrobes. Well, some are open there. I think some are doing business, but majority of them are closed, by the way. Majority are closed, but there's some activity ongoing there. Ahead of us is the Achimota Mall. Achimota Mall is ahead of us. People are hawking bread here. People are walking here. There's a taxi moving towards Achimota overhead. So that's the Achimota Mall. We're just going to have a drive through to have a feel of what's happening there. I see a police vehicle here, National Patrol Department. A police officer is sitting by the patrol vehicle on his phone. There's a security man here. There are military men. I see two of them. I see two military men to my left. That's ShopRite. This is the parking lot here at Achimota Mall. Achimota Mall. Relatively a very new mall that is catching up with residents within this locality. Very often you find the parking lot quite busy. It is not as it used to be, but definitely it is not empty. Shoppers coming out of the various shopping outlets inside the mall with their trolleys, and a good number of people wearing their nose masks as much as possible. Taxis on standby waiting for shoppers. This side of the parking lot is particularly packed. Achimota Mall, not as brisk as you'd see it on any other day where there's no lockdown, but definitely not empty as people are going out and about trying to get something. How's the holiday going, really?
It's alright.
You've been stuck here, bro.
You've been stuck here?
You've been stuck here.
Okay, so you came for holidays?
You came for, something like that. Nothing, but something like
So
that.
you don't work here, you're not based here?
No, English.
We're English.
So you came here during the year of return or something?
No, just recently, just March.
Beginning of March.
Now
So have you taken this coronavirus thing and all the lockdown?
it's worldwide, isn't it? So there's nothing you can do. Just want to go home, eat some food, and that's it.
Alright, enjoy your holidays then.
Too, man. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Well done,
Thank
man.
you.
Well done. Good
I
people.
appreciate it. Okay, so we're still at the Achimota Mall to find out from some of the shoppers how their holiday is going, and to find out how they are coping basically under the lockdown. Chief, oh, you're on phone.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk to me
Oh, I'm on.
briefly? How's the holiday going? Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and the lockdown.
We are managing.
What has changed for you?
The change works are not going on well, and the business are not moving as it is.
Right. Are you an Uber driver?
Please, guys.
Okay. All right, thank you. All the best. Today's a holiday, but you know all this time we've been under a lockdown. How has business changed? How has life changed?
Oh, actually, online business is going on, but the customers coming here to buy, that one is very bad due to the virus. Everybody is afraid to go out. So that's the main problem here.
So would you say that in terms of patronage online, it has increased?
Yes, it's really booming. Yes, please.
So you would say that the good thing about coronavirus and the lockdown is that it's led to an increase in online deliveries compared to walk-ins.
Yes, please.
But for you personally as a worker, how do you feel working in these days?
Actually, it's not like I'm happy about what is happening, but it has made our work here reduce. The toughness of the work has reduced. When we come to work, we don't serve. We don't see a lot of people. We just do less job and then we go back to our houses. So it's helping us in some way. In other ways, it's not helping us.
So it's not as stressful as it used to be.
Yes, please.
Today is Good Friday, isn't it?
Yes.
How different is this Good Friday for you from the ones you've seen since your childhood?
At first, when it's Good Friday like this, at this time, you see a lot of families here. But today, there is nothing going on in there. That's why we are outside here. We want to see what's going on outside. But it seems there is nobody around. The car park is not loaded. There is no cars around, less cars.
That's Georgia. She says the workload has decreased for them. Online sales has shot up. But generally, it's become more stress-free. Maybe that's one of the good things about the lockdown, coronavirus, but generally not a very, very pleasant scene. Sir, how are you? Would you like to talk to me? My name is Caleb. This is Citi TV. What's your name?
And more things.
Okay, what did you come to do here?
We came to buy one or two inside there, but per their regulations that they are using over there is very boring.
What is it?
There's a sanitizing, and there are sanitizing machines over there. We wash our hand, we sanitize our hands before we got to where they are. But if you didn't get their sanitizer, they said it's not authentic. Meanwhile, you are the same people that place the sanitizers over there that we, after washing our hands, we use. They are not telling us the right thing. If inside is choked, tell us that inside is choked. So wait for those inside to come out before you go in. But they are saying it's about sanitizing. If your hand is not sanitized, you will not enter. Meanwhile, I've washed my hand here, I've sanitized my hands here, and you are not allowing me to enter.
So what? You are returning without buying what you wanted?
Oh yes, I'm going back.
So how do you get what you wanted?
Oh, God knows best.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, I see you're all in nose masks. What's informed? Is this how you've always been dressing and moving around in nose masks?
Yes.
For how long now?
Ever since this thing started, the program started.
Okay, so have you ever seen a lockdown before? What's happening in Ghana? How different is it from times that you are used to?
I've never seen such a thing before in my life. I'm 60 years plus. I've never seen one before.
A lot of the times for us young people, we hear the older generation talk about 83 and how there was hunger and all of that. How different is this time from your time?
Oh, the hunger was not as severe as this. In the case of the hunger, you can go out and buy freely. But in this case, you cannot go out. Even if you go out, you have to be protected. So this period is far different. It's far more severe than whatever happened in 83. In the 83, I was in the university. We were going out, we were buying millet, we were buying yellow corn and the rest. And there was no danger in that aspect. But with this, you see, I cannot even breathe well. There's no other alternative. Otherwise, I would have removed the mask.
And today is Good Friday. Have you ever seen a Good Friday like this before?
Never, never. And I've never had one. I've never had one. This is my first time. Even when I was coming, my wife was saying that this was the first time of seeing such a thing. And Good Friday, look how the road is empty, very empty. Even the day of our Lord Jesus Christ, you couldn't observe it. So it is telling us something. So we have to be prepared so that we are not caught unprepared.
Akbar,
Thank you.
please, what's your full name?
My name is Dr. Richard Amate Kwashi.
Right. God bless you.
Thank you.
Happy Good Friday.
Thank you.
Inside Pizza Inn, the entire place is empty. The chairs, the tables, they're all packed. You can tell that there's been a reduction in the volume of interaction or purchases here at Pizza Inn. I want to speak to you, sir. Your colleague earlier told me that people are buying more from online instead of coming in, sit here and eat. But in terms of your staff strength, is it what it used to be?
Yeah, it's actually people normally come here to buy, but we make it takeaway. We don't allow them to sit inside and eat.
I understand that. I'm talking about your colleagues. Are all of you working, or some have been asked to go?
No. We are not all working because we schedule the time schedule for them. If maybe some few people come today, the next day they'll go off, so that the rest will also come the next day. That's how we schedule the time for them.
Have some lost their jobs because
Oh,
of
no, really. They are all working. They are all safe.
St. John's Grammar. We just got to St. John's Grammar School. That's what you see at the extreme left. St. John's Grammar School. It's a senior high school here. Now, this particular stretch is absolutely very busy. If you turn to our right, like we're showing you now, typically there is massive traffic here. Today I see a snap checkpoint there and it's causing a bit of traffic, but it's what you're seeing here is nothing close to the typical traffic you see, because there's a market ahead and the trotro drivers, the commercial bus drivers typically park on the road to pick passengers. So very often there's a lot of frustration on this stretch that leads to Dome all the way to Atomic Roundabout to Ashomang Estate, can take you to Hacho and the North Legon side of things. But that's just it. The traffic there today is way minimal compared to any other day. We are still around the St. John's Achimota area, heading towards we are just driving on the Accra Kumasi road. We won't get to Kumasi, don't worry. We're not going to Kumasi, but we are just giving you a feel of how this major highway looks like on a day like this. Again, the numbers of vehicles on the road are nowhere close to what you would see on any other day where there is no lockdown. But during a lockdown of the Greater Accra region, should these be the volumes of traffic we should be seeing on our road? That's up to you to answer. But like there are exemptions. So people are supposed to stay home until it is extremely important, like when you need to get groceries, for example, when you need to go to the hospital, when it is critical. So it's assumed that those who are moving up and about are probably in the category of essential service providers or essential service seekers, if I can put it that way. Of course, there are policemen and women at various snap checkpoints screening some of the people moving and returning some of them in some cases where they find that their reasons for going out are not tenable. We are at Tantra Hills now. We are heading towards mile 7 on this major stretch. As you know it, the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has extended the partial lockdown of Greater Accra, Greater Kumasi and the Ewutu-Senya East Municipality by 1 more week. 7 more days, because our case count as far as coronavirus is increasing. Today we are learning that some more cases have been recorded in the eastern region since the first case was recorded. That's part of the numbers that the president announced. So from 313 we have moved to 378. That's where our case count is currently. And so the government, under the leadership of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has increased the number of days in which the lockdown will be operational. Is still in these 3 areas: Greater Accra, Greater Kumasi and the Ewutu-Senya East Municipality. Even though we have recorded a few more case counts in some of the regions like Upper East, Upper West, Eastern region. These regions have recorded some. So far, Greater Accra, where we are, has the greatest of the numbers.